Hello and welcome. Today, we're not just going to talk about Python, the programming language. We're going to meet the whole team, a cast of characters, really, that all work together to make it one of the most popular languages on the planet. All right, let's get into it. So, what is the secret sauce here? Why is everyone, from data scientists to web developers and even total beginners, all using it? Well, it's not just one thing. It's about how this entire team plays together. So let's meet the director of this whole operation, Python itself. See, it's an interpreted language, which means it runs your code line by line. And that's a game changer. Your development is way faster because you're not waiting for some long compilation step. In debugging, it's so much easier. When something breaks, Python tells you exactly which line messed up. Okay, before we meet the rest of the crew, we first have to understand the world they live in. It's got its own laws and its own raw materials. Now, the number one unbreakable law in Python's world is indentation. You know, using spaces. In a lot of other languages, this is just a style suggestion, but not here. In Python, it's a mandatory rule. It forces all code to be clean and structured, which makes it incredibly easy for anyone to read. So what's everyone building with? Well, the raw materials are called data types. The best way to think about them is like a giant box of specialized Lego bricks. You've got a different shape and type of brick for every single kind of information you can imagine. And as you can see, there's a brick for everything. You have strings for text, integers for your whole numbers, floats for decimals, and the list goes on. Picking the right brick or data type is actually super important for making sure your program runs efficiently and gives you the right answers. Okay, so you have all these data bricks. Now what? You need a way to store and organize everything so you don't have a total mess. So let's meet the librarians and storage experts of the team, the data structures. First up, we've got two characters that are like cousins, lists and tuple. Think of a list as your favorite tote bag. You use square brackets, and you can add stuff, remove stuff, change things around whenever you want. Super flexible. A tuple, on the other hand, that's like a sealed, secure box. Once you put things inside and close the lid, that's it. Nothing changes. This immutable feature might sound restrictive, but it makes tuples faster and saves memory. So here's a quick rundown of our main organizers. We've got the changeable list and the unchangeable tuple. Then there's the set, which is a bit of a perfectionist. It only cares about unique items and automatically throws out any duplicates. And finally, the dictionary, which works exactly like you'd think. It pairs a key, like a word, with a value, its definition.
All right, we have our roles and we have our organizers. Now it's time to meet the characters who actually do the work, the ones who roll up their sleeves and get things done.
You know, the hardest workers on the entire team are functions. They're like labeling the tools in your toolbox. A function is just a piece of code you can use over and over again. You write the instructions once, give it a name, and then you can just call that name anytime you need that specific job done. It saves you so much time.
But what if you need to build something bigger, more complex? Well, for that, you're going to need a blueprint. And in Python, this blueprint is called a class. It defines everything something should be and do, but it isn't the thing itself. It's just the master plan.
So once you have that class, your blueprint for a house, you can use it to build as many actual houses as you want. Each one of those individual houses that you build is a real thing called an object. It's a unique creation born from that one single blueprint.
So far, we've covered the core team. But Python also has some special agents. These are pro-level tools for very specific and very powerful jobs. Let's take a quick look at a couple of them.
Okay, here's a little secret handshake that really separates the beginners from the pros. You see, the double equal sign checks for equality. It asks, do these two things have the same value inside them? But the is operator, it checks for identity. It asks a much tougher question. Are these two things literally the exact same object in the exact same spot in my computer's memory? Getting this difference is key. All right, here's a classic problem. Imagine you need to work with 1 billion items. 1 billion. If you try to load all of that into your computer's memory at once, it's just going to crash. So how does Python do it? It calls in the special agents we mentioned. These are the memory magicians of the team, and they're called generators. They are specifically designed to handle enormous amounts of data without making your computer explode.
And here's their magic trick. A generator doesn't create that whole billion-item list at once. No way. Instead, it just produces one single value, and only when you ask for it. It's like a Pez dispenser for data. It only ever needs enough memory for that one item it's giving you right now. It is incredibly efficient. So we've met the whole team, the director, the librarians, the workers, and even the magicians. Let's bring it all home and see exactly why this team is such a winner.
It really boils down to this amazing formula. You've got readability, which is forced on you by that simple law of indentation. You've got flexibility with a tool for every single job, like lists and dictionaries. You've got reusability, championed by functions so you never do the same work twice. And finally, scalability, with pros like generators ready to handle absolutely massive tasks with no sweat. So that's the team. Every single character, from a simple rule about spacing to the magic of generators, plays a critical part in making Python so powerful, so readable, and so flexible. You've met them all. The only question left is, what are you going to build with them?